Hey everybody, it's Karen. How are you? I woke up this morning to the most lovely email. When you go to my website, Gardinier.com, and you subscribe, I'm able to correspond with you. And so I sent an email out. The first email is I ask people to tell me kind of where they're at and what's going on with them. And I got this great email from this woman who has been following me now, and she said how much it means to her that she turns on whenever something's going on in her life. She turns on Instagram and she can catch one of my vlogs or one of my talks or something that resonates with her, and she says, it feels like I'm reading her mind because it's always right on point. And I wanted to say to you, that happens to me a lot. I will have something going on in my life and I'll go into a meeting and I'll sit down and the reading is perfect for me that day. It's like, how could this be that we're talking about this today, right now? And the same thing with her. I'll find the information that I need. It comes to me. And that is a spiritual experience. And so I wanted to tell you all that when you're praying and you're asking God to direct your thinking, right? And something like that happens where the answer shows up or the encouragement shows up or someone is talking about something that you have been thinking about and it just seems too odd, well, that's a spiritual experience. You know how you see those memes that say, if you're waiting for a sign, this is it? It's true. So, I live my life like, there's two ways to live your life. Like, nothing is a miracle or everything's a miracle. And I live my life like that, like everything's a miracle. Everything's a sign. And I think that comes from being really spiritually fit. If you are spiritually fit and you are doing what you need to do, then the answers come. And I say sometimes that when you're praying for a decision or an action or what to do, say to God, please make it perfectly clear to me, or the higher power, whoever you pray to. Say, please make it perfectly clear to me what I'm supposed to do. And it will be perfectly clear, right? And this particular person wrote to me, and she's struggling. She's doing the right thing. She's got someone in her life that she loves very much, and they can't get sober or don't want to get sober. Doesn't sound like they want to right now. And you know what? That's their choice. I have a lot of people in my life that just don't want to quit. And that's okay. I've just decided I have a friend that doesn't want to quit. I have a friend right now that I've helped get sober over and over and over again. And he will not do the work needed to stay sober. It's such little effort in the big scheme of things to keep your life. And I just love this person so much. And I'm smiling when I talk about him, not because I don't care. It's because, I've done this before myself, and I have friends that I've lost to this disease. And this seems like one of those times. This person doesn't want to do the work. And I saw him yesterday. He showed up at a meeting I was at. And I thought showing up at the meeting was a sign that he wanted to get well. Of course, I'm hoping, right? I'm just like you. I'm hoping the person is going to want recovery. And instead, he's a musician. And he's done some quite big work. And he handed me a piece of yellow legal pad and had written me a song. And said it was probably he came to the meeting drunk as a skunk to bring me this song that he wrote for me because I'd helped him, and I've helped a lot of people in the room, and it was really touching. Now, I think I shared about this a couple of days ago when I was doing a big book reading, but some of the things that I thought of when I was drinking seemed like profound, right? I had these profound ideas. And then I'd wake up the next day and be like, what the hell does that mean? I'd write like these great, ideas on a bar napkin. And the next day I couldn't even read it. So he brought me this song and said it was the best thing. And I mean, this guy's a real musician. I mean, he's the real deal, and he comes from a wonderful family of performers and actors and stuff. And it has a very interesting Hollywood background, right? Grew up in the business. And no one you would know if I mention their name, so don't think it's anybody like that, but just somebody that's really a fantastic musician. And he wrote me this song and he gave it to me. And of course, I could give two shits right now about this song because I'm worried about him. And I said, hey, are you ready to go to treatment again? You know, are you ready to go? And he says, you know, just give up on me. Everybody just needs to give up on me. And I said, oh, I've given up. You know, I gave up. You need to do something. I have helped you as much as I can. You're going to need to do something. And he said, well, I don't want to do nothing. And you know what? At some point, you have to honor that. And it's hard. You know, I love the guy. He's a great guy. He's been a good friend. He doesn't want to get sober. He's tried and relapsed. And he said, I feel embarrassed. There's no use. The self-pity sets in. And that alcoholic mind, the mental illness takes over. And I know better than try to fight that. I can help. I can help as much as I can. A couple times ago, he didn't have any insurance. And a bunch of us from our club room detoxed him at home because he didn't have any money or insurance. And then as soon as he got sober, I made sure he went and got Medi-Cal, state insurance. So he has state insurance this time. He just doesn't want to get well. And it's really hard, you know. I didn't want to start off 2020 losing people, but that I love or that I don't love. I just don't want to lose. This disease is just terrible. Be nice to have friends die of long, healthy life, old age, right? Die in their sleep, natural causes. So anyway, I love him to death, and you never know. I'm just going to say that right now. Somebody said, what do you think he should do? I said, well, I think this time he can't just detox and go to meetings because he's shown he can't do that. He can't do the extra effort. He didn't want to do his steps. He's going to need to go inpatient somewhere where he can be safe for a while and clear up and get some work done, get started. But I don't know what he needs. I don't. You know, I'm just like the rest of you. I don't know. I'm praying. But I did come to some acceptance that I love him either way. And I might just have another friend who died of alcoholism. But I did read the song he wrote me. And I gotta tell you that maybe it's different if he sang it to me, but it doesn't make much sense. It's kind of like one of those. I think it's very nice. And he's talking about, I think it's very deep. I wish he was sober so he could explain it to me, but it's about me, you know, sacrificing to help others, you know, so I can survive, which is really the truth. But he you know, he doesn't want any part of it. So, I don't know why I got off onto that, but I wanted to tell you I relate. I know it's hard. Now, the trick is you can't get addicted to that. You can't get all sucked into wanting to be the fixer because it doesn't work, okay? So if you are not able to have a healthy stand back, like I just told you, like I'm going to be tearful, I'm going to be sad, but I know I'm powerless. This is a God deal. If he gets sober, it's going to be because God stepped in and he has a moment of clarity and he does something different. Okay? But I have been in situations before, like this woman told me, where it's more like an addiction. Like you could replace that person with someone else and I'm still going to feel terrible. So that is a different deal. And that you are going to need a lot of God for. And you're going to need some Al-Anon. And you can do it. And you're doing the right thing, right? If you cannot fix somebody else. I don't care who they are. You can't change anybody. You can only change yourself. And it's hard. And it takes courage. And I honor all of you that are watching me and are courageous enough to keep moving forward one day at a time. What are you doing today to move forward with the rest of us that you didn't do yesterday? Or are you stopping doing something that you shouldn't be doing? Let me know. I love you all. Bye.